You have talked about what you refer to as the AI apocalypse and the importance of aligning your interests with AI.
The reality is, at some point in the future, a lot of stuff is just going to get wiped out. I thought it would be the more like technical, operational task that we're starting to see AI agents be able to execute. I thought that would be first, right? Like I thought like, okay, we could program this to just basically follow SOPs and protocols and like it should be able to just crank stuff out. Turns out that ended up being a lot harder. One thing that you would have thought would be last to go was like creative work. Mm-hmm. You know, and what was the first stuff that we saw? Image generation, copy, video generation, all of the creative stuff came first, which I thought was like totally not intuitive.
That seems to be the general sentiment is that everybody was shocked at creative writing getting knocked out first.
Yeah. And so, you know, that's when I was like, oh, I already miscalculated what this could do. And so then I started thinking about like, all right, what are the things that I had calculated that it can do and how much is there out there that I'm not realizing, you know? And so there are just so many industries who are going to get torched. Like, I think the first like really big thing to just like be completely obsolete is SEO. Like I think SEO agencies and experts are on the chopping block, right? And like I think that there's an opportunity for a period of time, potentially even like 5 years, for people to just say, hey, I run an agency where we leverage AI. SEO is going to be done really easily by AI.
All right. So let me push on that because I understand that perspective and I don't even disagree with it. Google makes a fuck ton of money on SEO and that being the core of their business. They do not want that to go away. And in addition to that, all of the AI tools right now, when you ask them questions, functionally digest information based on SEO. So based on the rankings of where this thing is. How do you see that unfolding in the future?
At the foundational level, the question you have to ask is just like, okay, can AI do this task as well as a human or better? Mm-hmm. And when it comes to building the content that needs to be distributed, yes, it can. It can do it better than most humans. There are probably some humans who can do better content. Distribution, it can do it faster and it can do it better. Mm-hmm. Categorically true. You know, it will just know how to do it better. Now I think that the question of like it using AI to rank the information that it feeds on is like an interesting, like cyclical, like paradox almost. But at the end of the day, I don't think it matters. You know, I like whether or not that ranking content came from AI or came from human. You know, like it's going to put the best content out there that is being categorized the best, and then it's going to feed on that. It's just going to understand the rules of the game. You know, regardless of who set up the rules or regardless of who set up the game, it's going to continue to play it. Now, like, does that make sense in the way that I'm thinking about that?
Yeah, it does. I think the delineation that I heard was SEO as an agency tool, meaning somebody selling an SEO service is going to get eradicated.
Yes, that's what I mean. Like
not SEO. Not itself.
Obviously SEO. Like
you're going to have some sort of. You still always have to have.
We need data utilization. Like no matter what.
You need ranking of it, right? Correct, you need to rank order the importance of certain data.
Yeah, and so maybe I wasn't clear enough there. Yeah, I think that guys right now who have maybe been doing SEO for the last 20 years, running some agency who aren't evolving with what's happening right now and not saying, hey, like we are now like an AI enabled SEO agency. Yeah. They're dead. Mm-hmm. They're dead because people are going to come back in. Like SEO will still pop, right? SEO agencies can still go hard for a number of years. Eventually it'll get so easy that business owners will just do it themselves and it won't even be that cumbersome, nor will it require a huge learning curve. But SEO agencies that are using AI for the content, the distribution, the ranking, the reporting, all of the fulfillment. All those guys that have been running SEO agencies since the 2000s, like they're going to pummel them and quick. The best argument to make around why you need to use AI right now is efficiency. The idea of scaling a business lean is something that has been really consuming my mind for quite some time now. You know, like the old way to scale, you're always thinking like, okay, when can I hire this person? What's the best hire? And how do we get them in here? It's like this is a bit of an exaggeration, but like hiring kind of needs to be a last resort right now. And that statement becomes less and less of an exaggeration every single day that goes on. And what I mean by that is like, you need to be able to look at, hey, how automated can this be without huge quality loss, right? And there are some things that are always going to need to be human. You know what I mean? And there are things that like I refuse to automate. I refuse to automate sales reporting, right? Like I want all salespeople filling out manual EOD forms every single day, and I always will. Like, how much can you automate, and how can you cut down on 80%? Like the first thing that you asked me, I was like, yo, like it needs to be used as research to save time. Like it can just, like efficiency is the new thing to focus on, in my opinion. And like, yes, we have all like focused on being somewhat efficient theoretically, but it's like, what do we know? Businesses are bloated, overhead's bloated. Like there are team members who are being paid $60,000, $70,000 a year salaries,
80, 100, 200, 500.
Exactly. That are just fucking useless.
Yep.
And
well, let me unpack that part of it, because I think that, you know, right now, if you look at the sort of the solopreneurs that are just leveraging AI to ramp a business, they just are clearing a huge margin. So that is not going to get compression right away. You just have the ability now to create a business fast and just keep all the margin instead of paying other employees right now. Eventually, what'll happen is those models will get really competitive, because the people that have big margins will be able to spend more on ads to grow quicker.
That's the thing. Like they can like if someone is way more efficient than you,
right,
they can outspend you.
Right. So right now the opportunity is to have a much more margin heavy business. And in the future, you won't even have that choice, because the people that have that margin, it will immediately go back into growing the business in whatever mechanism you need to.
Yep.
And so you're not going to have a choice. You're going to have to be efficient to do that. But that takes time too.
Yeah, it does take time to learn how to rope these tools.
Yeah.
And like for some people who have been around longer, like it's going to take time for them to unlearn some of their models.